Alright guys, it's kind of late, but I wanted to knock out just a real quick one because I just got a really great question on one of my last videos. Wasn't super related to the video, but I realized this is something I haven't told y'all that honestly is super helpful. It's about scheduling with tenants. So I'm going to give you 3 rules, and we're going to do a more in-depth video on this later, just how to communicate with tenants, all of the interactions with tenants and how that should go. But I'm going to give you 3 rules right now, real quick, simple, easy rules. Number 1, when you schedule, anytime you talk to a tenant about anything, unless it's otherwise just very necessary, text them. Don't call them, text them. Why? Because if it's text, and if you're being professional and you're doing your end correctly, if it's text, you have a record of everything. You have a record of what you did or didn't say. And if there is no phone log because you didn't speak to them on the phone, they can't make any claims about anything that you said. And they will. They'll get mad at the property management company for something, and they'll tell them the handyman said this or the handyman promised that. So none of that will happen. And if you, let's say you schedule with them and you show up and nobody answers the door because they forgot you scheduled with them, or because they're inside and they just don't want to let you in because their house looks like shit and they forgot you were coming, if that happens, when you charge your missed trip fee, they can't come back and try to say, oh no, he never scheduled or he never confirmed. You'll have a written record that you can use to show that you did in fact schedule and that everybody was on the same page. Rule number 2, when you do the scheduling, don't ask them what works best for them. The text message should not sound like, hey, I got a work order to fix your sink, when are you available? No, what it should say, here's what mine would say. It says, hi, this is 𝗪𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗡 with my company name. And then it says, I have a work order from the company that sent me the work order to repair such and such at your place. My next availability, this is the important part, my next availability is Wednesday the 23rd for arrival between 1 and 2 p.m. That's the standard message over and over. The only thing that changes is which company sent me the work order and what the work order is for and what the day and time is. But the rest of that template, hi, this is 𝗪𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗡 with blank. I received a work order from the property management company's name to repair, insert whatever the repair is. My next availability is at this time. Can somebody be home for this? Period. That's all you do. So you're not asking them for options. You're not saying, because I'll tell you when everybody's available. After 5 p.m. on work days or any time on the weekend. Well, you're running a business. The cable guy, the electrician, the plumber, anybody else from any business that you need to come to your house, you just assume that they work normal business hours and that you're going to have to find a way to accommodate that. So don't ask them what works best for them. Tell them what you have to offer, what your next availability is, and then let them decide if they can be there at that time. And if they can't, give them your next availability. And if you work weekends like I do, let some people do some weekends, you know. I mean, obviously. But nonetheless, you don't want to ask them what works best for them, because you have to remember also, they're not your client. They're not paying you. Your client is the property management company / homeowner. Your job is to get their home fixed. Your job isn't to make the tenant happy. Should the tenant be happy? Yeah, if you've been a professional, they'll feel like they received professional service from a professional, just like an electrician or a plumber or the guy hooking up your cable or turning on your electric. You're not different from them. So just keep that in mind. Don't ask them. Tell them what your availability is and let them pick which one of your availabilities works for them. And then third and last but not least, don't send a reminder text. I'm telling you, people cancel when you send the reminder text. I never send reminder texts, and I have maybe one missed appointment every 3 months. But if you do send the reminder text, here's what happens is they associate you with property management company, the property that they're not taking good care of, because hardly any of them ever are. They all have pets, which is great, which is fine. I have tons of pets. Mine are clean, but they all have pets, and half of them the pet's peeing in the house or pooping in the house, or somehow or another the house is dirty, or their kids have scribbled all over the walls with markers and stuff. They've all got something to hide, and they don't understand that you're not part of the property management company. It's none of your business what the house looks like as long as they're not destroying it completely. But when you send them that reminder text, I promise you, give it a shot and find out. You text them and you give them the reminder the day before or an hour before, it doesn't matter when you send them that text, that's when your cancelers will cancel. It happens over and over and over, so I know it sounds counterintuitive, but again, they're not your customer. They're not paying you. They're receiving a service from somebody else that they're paying for, and that person that they're paying, the property management company / homeowner, they owe it to the tenant to do certain things or not do certain things. The only thing you owe the tenant is to be professional and get their house fixed. But you don't work for them, and working around their schedule does not put more money in your pocket. In fact, it takes money out of your pocket because now you're working around everyone's schedule instead of maximizing your efficiency. So that's the 3 rules. Always text them and only text them. Do not call them, only text them. Have a log for everything. Number 2, don't ask them what day and time works best for them. Tell them what your availability is for them and let them choose from your availability. And number 3, do not ever send reminder texts. I promise you, that's when you'll get all your cancellations. So it's just a quick one for tonight. I'll do more on this with a lot more in-depth detail on how I deal with tenants in dozens of different ways. But for scheduling, that's how you schedule a job. Don't mess it up.